with the day trading money machine is this is a 3 minute, 2 day look back, and this usually frames the day. You know, green to red, and then purple's the midline, and sometimes we'll even stay with that, and sometimes we'll even stay within in the 1% deviations away, or two standards away, one standard away, kind of range. And so for me, I just waited for the green because I thought they would try to go for a gap fill. I think they're going to try to get it this week because the weather should be turning colder, and there's going to be some pretty good drawdowns, and I think if we don't start getting a move going into next week because of Thanksgiving, it might be kind of screwy the following week for sure. So anyway, I just waited for that. But once I hit the green line, I got my blue arrow and I took the trade, and then we pretty much made $100. We're out. I was going for the VWAP. It didn't quite get there, and but it usually does that. It tries to come back to close to VWAP most days, just like it did yesterday. And then you can see here, as soon as the market closed, they're just the pressure from the institutional guys kind of eased up, and they drifted it back all the way up to VWAP. So I'm cash again. I have a bid down at 301 for overnight to catch. We've been having an 8 cent range in the markets, and so but the gap fills right there at 299, and so I may adjust that before I go to bed at night. But I'm going to put a bid down there at least 4 cents below the open at 6 p.m. Eastern time. But if it's right around where that right above the gap fill, I'll put it in there because they may go down and stab the gap fill and come back up. So just FYI. And but again, you can see it was never a profitable trade. You should be able to consistently make $100 to $400 trading. If you just follow the signals and you follow the support and resistance areas, and you try not to overthink it. And usually when I do is usually that's when I lose money versus make it. But the signals they work. And the bumper cars are good. Like I said, 90% of the time you're going to trade within this. I mean, if you go on stock Twitch, these guys are all screaming for, oh, we're going to gap fill, we're going down to 280, blah, 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 blah. And it gets people to short at these areas. And the market already knows that these are volatility bands that are algos are looking to bring it back in. So just don't be fooled. If you're day trading, day trade. If you're swing trading, swing trade. I have long swing trades. I can care less what they're doing versus what I'm doing here with the day trade. So FYI. So anywho, I want to go out though now. So let me close this. I'm going to go out farther in time to give you a better perspective. So looking at what I look at night is that on the daily here. So we got a sell signal here. So I have to respect that. So when I wake up in the morning, I have to expect that they're going to try to take a stab. And see, this purple line here is where I have my buy limit right now. I have a 3016 buy limit sitting in, and I may adjust it. The gap fills right here, like 299, and so I got to respect that they may try to push it down more overnight. It's under the VWAP, so that's what's giving me some hesitancy about holding long overnight. So I'm just not going to do it. I'll try to see if I can steal some money by laying down a bit away underneath. And look at the weekly. This is gives you a better perspective on kind of what's happening here too. So we had the big save right here. And if you look here, and let me zoom out on this too. No, not. I'll zoom in. Excuse me, not zoom out. So what we have here is this is the range from May, and that's set at top. And I have two range. This is from last year. So this May area was pretty big resistance, and it's been grinding down. And then this low here, right here, and so I formed a channel which hit last week. And that's why we took a lot of our energy names off with some good profit, and now we got this consolidation going right now. And so a normal consolidation could take us all the way down to 299.5, and that's a 61% retrace, and then you can you can propel up from there, and that'd just be a normal consolidation. So it's starting to form a little wedge here again, and if we break out of it, here's next resistance, here's next resistance, and here's next resistance. So, and I'm still thinking this is the area right here. We'll get to this area here, within the next 60 days. I'm pretty sure, based on the draws and the weather and what they're expecting. So, but anyway, I do mostly trade it in short swings, so I'm not making a big bit that way. And just ignore the arrows; those are for shorter time periods. So anyway, that's natural gas. I'm going to flip over to cryptos because things are happening once again. Like I said, we made the call here to buy, and our call now is for it to once it breaks through the high here, we're going to 10K, and that's the channel for the next 6 weeks, and to get us there. And so we see nothing to change that at the moment. Litecoin's getting a bid. We have a buy signal on that. We have Stellar. Stellar's still neutral to us. We had a pop in Ripple today because of the news for American Express, but kind of disappointing. All these pops here were anticipations of a big announcement of a partner, and it couldn't hold it. And so the thing with Ripple, it's a centralized coin. It's supported by the legacy banks, central banks, and their ilk, and there's no scarcity factor. And so you have ability to create coins all you want, or they are hoarding coins that they can dump onto the market anytime they want. So they can control price, you can't. And so why trade it when you could trade other things? And so when you get a move like that, you pop off. And I'm out of my Ripple, and whenever you get candles like this on a move after a long buy, you get out. Okay, and then we got Neo. Neo's looking very interesting, even though it's kind of flattish here. I think it's forming a rounding bottom here, and Neo will have a lot of institutional supports. It's Chinese Ethereum, and also they pay a dividend, so a digital dividend, if you will. They call it gas. So it's something to bear in mind. Not many tokens do that. This one does, and so it gives you another way to be patient with any kind of capital gain. Ethereum is still a buy, grinding up higher. My expectation is for it to test this top, and then if it breaks through, then it can break into a new range. In that new range, you take 400 to 240. You're now looking at 550 to 600 area. So, and I've been building a position in Ethereum for a while, and so that's my view, and that's why I'm building it. So it's a little bull flag here too. And then we have, it's dropped below 1,000 already, and our view is that this was a potential coup d'etat, and trying to take over the basically the cryptocurrency market with 5 or 6 exchanges / miners, and then that way you lose all the reason for being in cryptos, because A government official can walk in there and shut down your mining operation in a second. So they'll have more control over you. So just something to bear in mind, that stay with the gold standard, stay with Bitcoin. You got Vertcoin here, it's consolidating, and when you look at these moves here, you got 120 to 6 consolidating down. So usually this move is an A move. You got a B, you have a C move. So this thing can rocket over $10 too. So, but no buy on it yet. Still consolidating, but looks constructive. And then I added Dash too. And Dash is consolidating a big move too. No big rush getting in. Again, we had a long signal, and as soon as you get a big wick like this, you just get out of these coins. They're just they're not liquid enough to hang around with it. Take your profit, let it come back down, and then wait for the next setup in money flow. And then flipping over to the ETF side is that what's crossing over the 100, interesting to me, is that we have Dust, we have Nugget puts. We bought URA at 1350 today. We have a bullish put spread calendar on XBI, which I'm going to roll to next week. Looks like the biotechs are due for a pretty wicked short covering bounce, and I intend to take advantage of that. We bought XOG today at 1485, and I didn't touch silver, but it's just been choppy. So but I do own GG, and so I have a little bit of exposure, and I'm interested in SILJ, where I want to take a position, but I'm just still not too interested ahead of the Fed meeting in December. Okay, so we also have I have a long position in DBA. We have puts on BIS. I have a big swing position, FCG. Okay, I have a long-term position in JJG. My long suffering, I should say. Joe, we've got a buy back in at 16 on this, and then, like I said, I'm waiting on SILJ to give me a buy signal. We have UGAS, just a third position. I'm waiting to see if it gap fills first before I add, and then we have puts on UVXY that I'm going to roll out for next week, and I closed the short legs that were underneath it. And so now I'm just waiting for see how tomorrow opens up, and then I'll roll those 16 to 16 in the next week, because it's Thanksgiving week, and typically you get a pullback in of risk positions that are short and leveraged, and volatility falls, and that usually supports UVXY puts. And that's pretty much it. So if you go to our site, TradeGeniusAcademy.com, we have Black Friday special going right now, and some really great deals across the board. No matter what you want to trade, there's training classes, there's software, we have the trading rooms, and my partner put together a number of different combinations, and even specials with even bigger discounts if you buy one for a friend or whatever for the holidays. So go to TradeGeniusAcademy.com.